Hello. So here is the next section on the function report. As you know, we've done number 5, 6, 20A. Now we're on 12. There's really no rhyme or reason to that order specifically, except I'm hitting the big ones first. 12 I would consider pretty big too. So this one is about personal care. And if you notice when you look at 12, it says to check this box if there are no issues, but I'm going to look at the exact language. It said, if I could find it. It says check here, and there's a box, if no problem with personal care. This is not something you want to check at all. If you have physical or mental problems, there is probably an effect on your personal care regime, I'm going to call it. They say no problem with it. So what people tend to do, this is the vast majority of ones that I see, although some people do get it and answer intelligently on it. They think if they do these things, then there's no problem. That's not true. I mean, if getting dressed takes you 3 times as long as it used to because you move more slowly, because you're stiff, because it can cause pain, some things you might have to get assistance with. You might need assistance buttoning something if you still wear button-down shirts. Or some people can acknowledge on there that I had to switch to pullovers. T-shirts, polo, whatever you want to call it, because they can't do buttons. Bathing. If you, let's say it's a mental issue, a lot of times people with significant depression, and if that's a claim, they should take note of, do they bathe like they did 20 years ago as frequently? If it's physical problem, it could be that they use a shower with a chair. There's a bar in there now. Some people will take a bath, but they need help in and out of the bathtub. Some people don't dare take a bath because they can't get in and out of the bathtub. So all these things. So I would really suggest you look back to when you were fit as a fiddle, back in, whatever your situation is, a long time ago. If you never were, and this has always been a problem, then you should know the answer to all of these. Shaving. Now, for women, that might be bending down to their legs. If they can't bend properly, maybe they don't shave anymore. Men, if you have arm problems, lifting your arm and hand and holding it and shaving for the duration that you need to shave might be a problem. You might still do it. You might do it less. You might do it over a longer period of time. Let's say you do part of it and then you have to take a little break and sit down and shake out your arms or whatever. This could be arm, hand, finger, shoulder problems. Sometimes if we have a cervical problem, using anything with the upper extremities can hurt our shoulders. So you have to look at all these little details. Feeding self, this is probably one that is the least impeded. I do have some people who have severe shakiness of the hands, and feeding themselves is a little messy. Cutting one's food, this would normally be like a hand problem. Someone who can't grip strong, has shakiness, weakness in their hands. Later on, you'll see they ask what your dominant hand is. So using the toilet. This can go a multitude of directions, as you can imagine. So let's just look at the getting up and getting down. If you have a back impairment, knee impairments, getting up and getting down is often a problem. It might not be a problem that prevents you from doing it, but it might be where you're doing it really carefully, really gingerly. If you have weakness, sometimes when we go to sit, we can almost fall, and that's not good. you could break the toilet. But now, of course, there can be other issues. I think they're getting towards the ability to do the personal care, not so much what's coming out of your body. So I wouldn't necessarily be putting any GI problem indicators there at the section of using the toilet under number 12. That could come elsewhere. Caring for hair, I just skipped over that one. Caring for hair for women that have upper extremity or cervical problems, sometimes even standing problems, but you can actually probably sit when you care for your hair and just put a mirror down on the table. So it's usually the people who have cervical and upper extremity issues. They will either not do their hair anymore, they get it long enough to throw it in a ponytail, or they have it really short so they don't have to, so they can just wash and wear. So whatever the case may be, and not everyone has problems with their hair. Again, it depends on your impairment. Similar to bathing, sometimes people that are struggling with mental challenges of depression, they won't bother with their hair very often either. So if that can be the case, they just don't care about their appearance as much as they used to. If someone has cognitive issues, they might not even remember to do it. A lot of times days go flying by and they don't realize it's like day 7 and they haven't taken a shower all week. Down here at the bottom, other, you could put anything that fits the bill. Again, if you're my client, we go over this with a fine-tooth comb with you. If it's not what we know from previous discussions would be the case. And that's not anything to be embarrassed about. I mean, you're not going to necessarily think of everything that comes to our mind so quickly, because we know so much about different impairments and how they affect people. So it's kind of like breathing and au naturel for us to recognize what you probably have a problem with and ask you. I'm trying to think what else. Men with caring for the hair, some of them just go to the barber and shave their head. Men have it a little easier, granted. Some just let it go a little wild because they don't get out to the barber when they probably would have before. Other because they don't care as much, or if they can't get out of the house and they don't have anyone to take them. Sometimes, I mean, body pain can impede all of these things. It prevents someone from even wanting to do things that are going to cause even a little bit of heightened pain, when sometimes heightened pain takes several hours to a day or more to get back to baseline. So think of these things carefully. Don't let this little box about no problems trick you that, oh, you can get out of a lot of extra writing work if you just click no problem. That is, I look at this, if someone answers no problem here, they're probably going to be denied. Because if you can do all this stuff without a problem, you could probably do an easy job. And that doesn't mean, again, that you have to not be able to do it to have a problem. No, slower is a problem. Less frequently is a problem. Anything that stems from the way you're feeling and why it's changed, how you do these things. So give that some thought. I'm going to leave this at that so we keep this nice and short, but we'll be having more videos very shortly on the remaining questions. Probably it'll take a few of them, but we'll get there. Okay. I hope this helps. Take care now. Bye-bye.